Welcome back to the EAM Crypto channel on this Tuesday night. If you're wondering why I'm wearing a jacket inside the house, I took my son to the skate park and it rained on us a little bit. It was cold, so I'm still cold, so I'm gonna wear the jacket till I warm up. All right, let's talk about tomorrow. We got Jerome Powell, the man. He will be talking to us 1:30 Central, I believe, and the most likely scenario is a 75 basis point hike. Don't fight the Fed, guys, and they're pretty much telling us it's going to be 75 basis points. I don't know why so many people on Twitter are calling for 50. Just silliness. It's going to be 75. They already told us. But what is going to be really important is the narrative. What is he going to state afterwards? What kind of language, verbiage he uses? We've been pretty good here on the channel about being able to kind of decipher through that code and trade accordingly quickly as he's talking. And going to be looking to do some of that tomorrow. So right now, I have 0 open trades. I have, of course, my long-term holdings, but as far as actual trades, I don't have a single trade open right now. So let's talk about the charts and see how things are going to play out. And I want to talk about a couple things that you probably saw in the thumbnail. But we'll start with Bitcoin. Yeah, I mean, Bitcoin just kind of hanging out, just chilling, vibing, trying to just wait for tomorrow, it seems like. So I mean, we can look at the chart all we want and what the chart can tell us. You know, the chart doesn't look great. It doesn't look bad. As long as Bitcoin's over to, 19,900, it's fine. It's fine. And then, that's the only concern. If it drops below that, then yeah, then there's issues. But right now, Bitcoin looks fine. Nothing to worry about. And it's just basically waiting for the news tomorrow. And the news is going to be big. It's going to be big. We'll see how things play out, and then if it's bullish, the markets take what Powell says in a bullish manner, then yeah, we're probably gonna be heading towards 21.5, and then after that most likely 28, 22.8, 23k, and then after that maybe as high as 25k. Just don't get too excited, guys. If things do trend that way, I'd say it's 50-50 what's gonna happen tomorrow. I have no idea. I would state this: Bitcoin can go as high as like 38k over the next couple months, 38k, and if it tops out there, all it did is print a lower high, and it's still very much in a downtrend, and we are very much in a situation where you cannot say that we found a bottom. Maybe we found a bottom, maybe we didn't, I don't know, but just know that we can go as high as 38k in the next couple months, and we are still not out of the woods, which is pretty scary stuff if you think about it. So Bitcoin has a lot of work to do, before we can say, yep, we had already called it bottom. So Ethereum, that chart doesn't really look that much better or worse than Bitcoin. It's almost the exact same thing. Sometimes Ethereum can look a lot better, a lot worse than Bitcoin. I know it's looking about the same. But once you start looking at some of these alts, things get really, really interesting. So let's talk about Doge. It's obviously the coin of the hour. That's why I put it on the thumbnail. And look, guys, this spike in volume tells you everything you need to know in the last few days. This is on the 4-hour. We look at it on the 1 day, the spike in volume is even more pronounced. I mean, look at that in comparison to all those other days. That's huge. And yeah, I mean, if we go and kind of look at Doge and kind of compare it to maybe say like, I don't know, from the past highs, then yeah, I mean, the next big one would be 17k, but not as big as probably I think 18 cents. 18 cents is probably the really big one. If it can get over 18 cents, then it's pretty much for sure, I would say, going to go to 21.5 cents. And then after that, we'll figure it out. But that could be a lot of work up there. But yeah, I mean, there could still be so much upside. And then after that, I mean, good Lord, 34 cents almost. So there could be a ton of money to be made. All it takes is a couple of Elon tweets. He's going to start sooner or later, he's going to have to give some kind of like fundamental, right? Like, yes, I do think that we're going to use Doge with some kind of payment process within, the Bird app, right? And if that happens, that could be huge. Or he could just do nothing for a while and just keep giving these little hints and do nothing. I mean, hell, it's worked really well for Hoskinson's or whatever his name is with Cardano, right? Where you just don't do anything, just, under deliver and over promise, and but then again, Cardano hasn't done that well, so maybe that won't work out for Doge. So yeah, I mean, as far as the way I'm going to see things with Doge is just see how things play out tomorrow, and then if they play out bullish, then yeah, just assume it's probably going to get to 18 cents, and then that could probably most likely create a nice opportunity to short. If you see it bounce off 18 cents hard, great opportunity to short it down for probably about 20% gain all the way back down to 15 cents would be my guess. And then after that, it'll probably try again. If it crosses, then yeah, 21.5 cents makes a lot of sense. So a lot of opportunity, a lot of upside, but again, it's very dependent on what happens the next, sorry about my dog, the next few days, and really what happens tomorrow is going to have a lot to do with it. But Doge is in a weird spot where it could do its own thing based on Elon's tweets, and really not just the tweets, but actual fundamentals of what Twitter's going to do. Now, let's talk about IMX, Immutable X. They have this huge token unlock. I went into the details of it in my last video on Sunday, or maybe it was Saturday. I can't even remember what day I shot that video. But basically, the 30,000 foot level is that on November 5th, which is a Saturday, at 5 a.m. Central Time, so super early for us here in the US, they're going to be unlocking 13% of their total supply. But right now, their circulating supply is only 12% of their total supply. So they're basically going to double their circulating supply. So as you can imagine, it hasn't been good for this asset because of that. Word got out of that, and I mean, we can see here that it's not done very good for this token, right? I mean, even just, I'm sure, if we go back just to like, okay, here randomly, August 9th, maybe not so random, that was a big day there. It was at 127, so it's already dropped significantly. So I feel like a lot of this is priced in. I've been shorting the heck out of this asset for the last, like, I guess, week and a half. But I closed out my last short this morning just because of the fact that I didn't want to have anything open right now because of the big FOMC meeting tomorrow, where I have no idea how the market's going to interpret what Powell says. And I have no idea what he's going to say. Like, is he going to kind of give language that basically states that, hey, he's going to be more dovish the next few months? Who knows? So a lot to pack in there. But the big thing here with IMX is what to do. It has been somewhat dependent on BTC at times. A few of these pumps you see, a few of them were when Bitcoin was pumping. Some of them were just random. And I do feel, I was looking at the, on CoinGlass, I think it's called, coinglass.com. I was looking at the funding rate, and a lot of people are shorting the absolute crap out of this token right now. So what does that tell you? Negative funding rate, everyone's shorting it. What does it tell you? That a short squeeze is gonna happen. A short squeeze is gonna happen. I just don't know when. Now with Axie Infinity, the short squeeze happened 3 hours before the unlock last week. I don't know if that's gonna happen this time though, because this unlock is so big. But with everyone shorting it, you gotta imagine there's gonna be a short squeeze. So it's gonna be really interesting to see what to do. It's for degens, what a fun spot, right? Because you can either degen into shorting the absolute crap out of it when everyone's unlocking their tokens and selling them. But it's at 5 a.m. in the morning. I'm gonna assume that most of the holders or many holders are American, so they're gonna be asleep. So I don't know, maybe just maybe, we might see a huge short squeeze right before the token unlock or right after the token unlock. Like I said, Axie Infinities happened 3 hours before the token unlock. So for all you degens out there, this is a fun spot. If you want to just pick one side, which one makes more sense to you, because there will be a huge upside, but there could be a huge downside. And if you're leveraged, holy crap, there's a lot of money to be made or lost. So keep that in mind. So again, 5 a.m. Saturday, November 5th, Central Time. So for those of you in the East Coast in New York, that's 6 a.m. For those of you in California, that's 3 freaking a.m. So yeah, that'll be a fun one to pack. I haven't traded this asset, Luna Classic, for a few days now. It's just been doing some weird stuff though. I was gonna short it all the way down to 2.0 and I stopped shorting it. And so I lost some profits. I mean, I guess I would have been paying attention because it's wick right here, but look at the crazy action, guys. Like, how silly is this? We got this crazy wick yesterday, and then we have this crazy wick the other side today. Have no idea what to make sense of it. It's just kind of funny how it's gonna end up in the middle somewhere probably. But like I said, I need to start shorting it again. I probably will after the FOMC news and the markets are not bullish. They're bullish, I'm not gonna short anything. But the best scenario would be for this asset to just get, for Bitcoin to take it back up again. If things go well tomorrow, the FOMC meeting, it ends up here somewhere, right? Maybe forms a double tops here or something. That would be perfect. If it double tops here around what, 31,000? Here, I'll try to right here, 31,000. Sorry, this is awful. It's like a first grader. That would be absolutely great, because then you can just short the hell out of it again and open that short for a long time and short it down to what I've been talking about for weeks. I've been saying for weeks it's going to test these lows again. So this is where I expect it to end up in time. So if it can go and maybe get as high as 31K, because Bitcoin's pumping to, you know, 22.8 or 25, that would be fantastic to see this asset there. What an easy short that would be, and that would be substantial. From 31K to 18,000, that's like a 40% on you know, and now you leverage it. That's huge. That could be a really nice gain. So I'll be looking for something like that with Luna Classic, which has been just beautiful. We've done very well with it. All right, guys, I just want to do a follow-up on Elrond. For those of you that follow me on Twitter, you probably noticed I tweeted the same picture. We had the 3 rising valleys, beautiful structure. It's one of my favorite structures to trade. You know, I don't trade all of the structures. I'm not like this huge like harmonics guy or anything like that. You know, I do try to look at as many indicators as possible while taking into effect the macro and market psychology and all sorts of things. Like we were talking about market psychology a second ago, right? When we're talking about the fact that everyone's short on IMX, everyone's gonna be short on IMX when those tokens unlock. Like I said, go against the grain. Nice spot for a short squeeze, most likely. I just don't know if I'm gonna be awake at 5 in the morning on a Saturday. Our daughter has this band thing that we have to go to. We have to travel on Saturday, so I'm not even gonna be in Austin, I don't think. But anyways, so yeah, Elrond, they have their big conference starting tomorrow. So that's why you're seeing that, and that's what was causing this. So, you know, it's not a coincidence that the TA was just so beautifully telling us right here, especially because I called it. If you look at the tweet, if you look at my video, I called it on this green arrow right here. This hadn't really formed yet, but I was already calling it. It was just like I was being aggressive on that one, on calling a bottom here. And then that way it would shoot up, and it's performed beautifully, absolutely beautifully. It's up, you know, from here when we called it 54 to now, well, over 10% in these conditions. Beautiful. So yeah, but now I'm all over the place because after the conference, I can't remember how many days the conference is. We need to look it up. After the conference, it's going to lose its momentum. They always do that. So unless a Bitcoin's pumping hard, then yeah, obviously then it's going to, you know, Bitcoin's going to take it with it. But if Bitcoin is not pumping, after this conference is over, you are going to see retracement. I don't know how high it gets during the conference. It depends on what they announce, but it will give us the opportunity to not short Elrond, which I know it's like, okay, I've been longing it for a while now, right? I've been talking about this conference for a couple of weeks, and now we're going to short it. But hey, we're not, you know, we're not emotionally tied to any project or anyone, right? We're just trying to find edges and spots to try to profit from. So after the conference, as soon as Bitcoin starts showing some, you know, maybe some bearishness with the indicators, I would think that this will retrace harder than a lot of the other alts. That's my guess. And we saw it with NEAR. You guys know that I'm super bullish on NEAR. I'm a NEAR fanboy. I own a lot of NEAR now. I'm up to, I just started DCAing it, what, a month ago. I think I'm up to 3,500, 3,600 tokens. So I'm at, which is worth more than 10K, 11K. I'm a huge NEAR fanboy, but after that conference, I told you guys it's gonna drop, and it did. It was at 440, now it's at like $3. So, but I'm very bullish on NEAR long term. I think it's gonna see $20 again during the next bull run, which is its all-time high, and probably 3x that. If certain things happen, go watch past videos. I've talked about how I think it's gonna steal market share from Solana, which is always broken. And that's about it, guys. I don't think I have anything else to talk about. Just, you know, be careful. Try not to overreact tomorrow. Every time Powell talks, at first the market goes nuts one way, then it goes the other way, then it goes the other way, while everyone's trying to figure out what he's saying. Just pay attention to what he says, the words he uses, his tone. You know, he's used some very hard language in the last couple times he spoke. In Jackson Hole, there was debate about whether or not that was hawkish or dovish. It could not have been more hawkish. So I don't know if people are just, they want to interpret what he says to fit their bias, and that's why they take it one way. But just pay attention to the verbiage. Maybe follow someone that you think is very sharp and follows these things very closely on Twitter. That can maybe help decipher through the code, if you will. I would love to live stream it and kind of give my 2 cents while he's talking tomorrow, but I can't. I'm going to be traveling tomorrow, so I'm not going to be in Austin, so I won't be able to do that. I'll actually be in a hotel room while he does that. Hopefully I'll already be checked in. But anyways, I hope this helps, and just be really careful, guys, tomorrow, because there's a lot of money to be lost tomorrow. It's very exciting. There's a lot of money to be gained. There's a lot of money to be lost tomorrow as well, if you're not careful and if you don't play it right. So thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting the channel. I appreciate all of you guys, and I'll see you guys this weekend, or I'll see you guys on Friday during our live show with your bonks and Austin Clark. Take care. Oh, we're gonna have some guests again. Some really good guests. All right, guys, take care.